Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ken from Team Avalon, and it's been a while since I made a video for the channel. So today, I decided to make a video on a deck that I am very excited for Set 9, and it is going to be the Robot Ride Line, pretty much the Overlord for Brentgate. And not gonna lie, I'm happy that Brusho finally made a robot line because like I've been asking for one for like a while now, and for the fact that he has an Overlord skill, that's it makes it even better because everybody know that I am a Overlord guy. I love Dragonic Overlord. He's like one of my favorite units of all Vanguard. So I'm gonna make a video talking about all of the cards that come in for the set 9, at least so far as we know of, and there's gonna be a couple of cards that it's gonna be generic to Brandgate in general. Okay, so the first one, it is the Blue Death Star Sora Polaroid. So another reason before I get into the skill, another reason that I actually like the Robot Ride Line, specifically this one, is because it is 100% Gundam base. Unlike Nova Grappler back in the past or DP in the past, like you don't really see like the human protagonist of the units. But for this one, since it has a ride line, it's so cool that they actually add a human pilot as a unit. So this is one of them. This is the protagonist. This is the Gundam pilot. Okay, the Blue Star Sora Polaroid. So he's just a grade 0 ride line. His skill is when this unit is rolled upon. If you want second, draw a card. That's it. Nothing special. Just a normal grade 0. But I'm still happy. I'm still hyped for it. And then the this is the grade 1 ride line. It is. Get my computer stop lagging. There we go. Blue's Death Star, Dark Justiciar Finden. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, so I'm not going to butcher it. So the effect is when this unit is rolled upon by Blue Death Star, Sky Enforcer Stalvin. If your soul has a Blue Death Star Sora Polaroid, search your deck for up to one grade 1 strategy card, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. If you did not reveal a card, you may call this card to the rearguard circle. Okay, so first and foremost, it's Brandgate. All Brandgate Ride Lines is pretty much search your deck for a set order and add it to your hand or something, right? But my question is, why add the part at the end where it says if you did not reveal a card, you may call this card to your hand. Call this card to the rear guard. I mean, obviously you're gonna search your deck, right? for a strategy card. Like there's people that but Ken, what if you have already too many orders from in your hand and you don't want to reveal more? I was like, well, here's the thing. Even if you have too many orders, if you're playing Brandgate, there's no such thing as having too many orders. Okay, no such thing. And two, when you add cards from the deck to your hand, you're deck thinning. So that's another good reason to do it, because you always want to deck thin, as much as possible. So I feel like even if you have too many cards, too many order cards in your hand, you will still add it to your hand regardless, because you're deck thinning from the deck. And so I feel like the calling to the rear guard is really unnecessary, because I mean, unless there's a reason for you not to dig in your deck and add them, then that's a different story. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I'm pretty sure everybody's just going to add a card to their hand. So I'm pretty sure the calling skill is unnecessary. But, it's good to be there, just in case if there is people like, I have too many cards of too many set order cards. I'll just call it to the rear guard for attack pressure. That's fine. So, but to me, my opinion, not necessary. So this is the grade 2 one. Blue Death. Oh, actually, before I move on to this one, I noticed on all the ride lines for this particular deck is that it always needs Blue Death Star Sora in the soul. If you do not have it in your soul, then you can't use any other skills. That's what I noticed, and you'll see it with this one too. So this is the grade 2 one. Blue Death Star, Sky Enforcer, Stallion. His skill is auto. When this unit is rolled upon by a grade 3 with Avantagarda in its card name, if your soul has Blue Death Star Sora, there it is again, search your deck for up to one grade 2 strategy card, reveal it, and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. If you did not reveal one, you may call this card to the rear guard. Again, this one is to add a grade 2 one, obviously, is to add the grade 2 order to your hand, but it still has the ability, you know, that you may call this card to the rear guard. Now, from what I know, every set order has its own skill, has different skills. So maybe you want to add grade 1 or grade 2. So I think that's why the ride line, like, it gives you all of them. You know, the grade 1 gives you the grade 1, the grade 2 gives you the grade 2, or no, yeah, the grade 2, and it's right on top, it gives you the grade 2. So I feel like that's why, you know, one of them gives you a different grade, because all of them has different abilities that you can use, depends on what deck you're playing against. So again, this is good. I like it. Gundam base, I love it. So yeah, this switch is another card that just allows you to get a set order from the deck to your hand, which I think is pretty cool. Now this is the big boy right here. This is the Wing Gundam. This is the Wing Zero Gundam, whatever it's called, from Gundam Wing. Blue Death Star, Sky Render, Avantagarda. Why are these names so harder to pronounce, man? I swear to God. Anyway, act once per turn. If your soul has Blue Death Star Sora, again, you need the grade 0. So never soul blast your grade 0s. You're gonna need it. Cost. Put a strategy card from the order zone into the soul. Draw a card until the end of turn. This unit gets plus 5,000 power. And auto Vanguard once per turn. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked. If attacks hit a Vanguard, or you Persona Ride, very important, or you Persona Ride this turn, Counterblast 1 and discard a card from your hand. Stand this unit, it gets -1 drive until the end of turn. Okay, this skill is amazing. I love it. Okay, for the fact, here's the thing, for the fact that you could put a order card into your soul and you get 5,000 power for himself, so that makes him 18. Now, like I said, every set order has its own ability, right? So adding that 5,000 power is really good. It makes you hit harder. But for auto Vanguard, once per turn at the end of battle, when it's this unit attack, and if it hits, or if you Persona Ride, stand this unit. So pretty much on the first turn you ride him, right? When you use this skill, you have to have the hitting Vanguard ability, because you need Persona Ride, obviously. So you would have to have the Vanguard that hits, and then you can Counterblast 1, discard a card, and restand it again, -1 drive. Overlord skill, basically. Now, like I said, every single order has its own ability, right? So for me, obviously, when you first ride into the grade 3, your first order should be, no, not this one. Which one is it? Is it this one? Yes. Your first order should be putting the grade 2 into the soul, because when this card is put into your soul from your order zone, choose one of your Vanguard until the end of the turn. It gets plus 10k, and your opponent cannot intercept nor play Blitz order. What does that mean? Your opponent cannot use the Elemental Sentry from their hand to guard, because it's a Blitz order, and your opponent cannot intercept. So it makes them a lot. It makes the Vanguard a lot harder for them to guard against your attack, because you're gonna get 10k from this, and then himself, he's gonna get another 5k, so that's 15k in total. So you're swinging with what is it, 28k? Yeah, 28k without boosting. That's pretty hard to guard, to be honest, for a first time running grade 3. So I think this is the best order to go on to if you're right into your first grade 3. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. Did I click on it? Okay, yeah. Okay, so, and then on your second ride, when you persona ride, the attack doesn't have to hit to stand it. So pretty much, even for the second turn, even if your opponent guarded, doesn't matter. It's as long as you persona ride, you can counter blast 1, discard a card, and stand this unit. So from what I know for Vanguard Overdress, the D format, is that restanding Vanguard is really good. I mean, look at Overlord. Look at even Lutetia. Lutetia is so devastating, just for the fact that it can restand, and he has that 1 extra drive. So it makes your opponent guard that extra attack, And if they don't guard, well, then you're gonna have to risk the crit, So I feel like restanding Vanguard is really, really strong in the D format right now, because it's just so good. I mean, even Youthberg. Look at Youthberg. Youthberg is devastating, So I don't know. I just love it. I just love that we have a robot ride line that has an Overlord skill. Two of my favorite thing in one is everything I needed. So let's move on to other units that we have. So this one is Blue Death Star Rune Turning. So Rear Guard, Soul Blast 1, discard a card, choose a grade 1 strategy card from your drop and put into your hand. So pretty much this card is allowing you to recycle your order cards that you would Soul Blast for it, right? Because there is cards that will Soul Blast. Don't get me wrong, there is cards that will make you Soul Blast. So I feel like this card is actually really, really good. And another card that I think will be really good in this deck too, that it's not from set 9, is Sakandro. Why Sakandro? Because Sakandro, you can add anything back to the bottom of the deck. So you can add your orders, you can add your units, and if you add a grade 3 unit or order, you get to Soul Blast 3 and draw a card, which is really good. So so Sakandro is actually really good in this deck, which I think I'm gonna add. I'm gonna play at least 3 of it because it's so good. It's draw power, if anything, and also you have this grade 1 that allows you to return grade 1 set orders to your hand that you could use literally on the next turn. And then we have this one, Blue Death Star Zekusen Asafar? Yeah. So this one is pretty much the same thing as the grade 1. Is that when this unit is placed on Rear Guard, you Soul Blast 2, you choose a grade 2 set order, and then you from the drop, and then you put it into your hand. So it's pretty much the same thing as the grade 1, except that for this one you have to Soul Blast 2, and the other one you Soul Blast 1. So pretty much I think like for every grade that you want to add pack, they +1 Soul Blast. So yeah, but the thing is about this deck is like I feel like you put a lot of cards into the soul that I don't think it should be an issue, because think about the cards that you're gonna be running. You're gonna be running Boba Main, right? Boba Main, you put into the soul, you counter charge. That's another thing too. I feel like this deck needs to run Boba Main just because of the counter charge ability, because I feel like you're gonna combat so much that you need that counter charge power, And another card that you could put in this deck too is what's that card called? Combine Rusher. Because Combine Rusher, you get to call it to the Rear Guard from the drop if you play a order card, a set order card, which you will definitely, obviously. So I feel like that's another card that you could run just to get like a card from the drop and become a 20k attacker if your opponent is grade 3. So that's going to be another card that it's really good to run in this deck. That's why I feel like you need to run Bubble Main. At least 3 of them. At least 3 Bubble Main, or 4. I don't know yet. I will test it out, and once I test it out, I will let you guys know what is the most or what is the best way of running it. But this card, pretty much a simple explanation. You Soul Blast 2 and you add a grade 2 order back to your hand so you can use it for the next turn. Like I said, it depends on what matchup, it depends on the situation, is what set order you want to put into your soul, you know, and what set order you want. So that's all the blue star cards that's been revealed. Now we're gonna move on to the generics. So this one, what is it? Oh man, I don't even know how to say the first word. I'm just gonna say Vogel, okay? For Vogel, when this unit is placed onto the rear guard circle, Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1, search your deck or drop for up to 1 grade 3 set order, reveal it, and put it into your hand. If you search your deck, shuffle your deck. Auto, rear guards once per turn. When a set order is put into your order zone, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until the end of the turn. So this is not a specific card for Blue Dester. It's a generic card. The reason why it's generic, because remember, Eva is also gonna have the grade 3 set order coming in set 8, which is the next set. So this card you could run in Eva as well, because it's on place. You Counterblast 1, you Soul Blast 1, you search for a grade 3 set order, which allows you to search for Eva grade 3 set order, which is actually really, really good. So to add it to your hand if you don't have one. And you could use it for your next turn. Also, you could use it for Death Star, because Death Star also have a grade 3 set order. So this is a generic card for decks that plays set order, which majority of Brand Gate, you know. But it has to be specific grade 3. So Prison, you can't use it because Prison set order is not grade 3. I think Adoria set order at most is grade 2, if I remember correctly, right? I don't think they have a set 3 one. If they do, please correct me. I don't play Ghidorah. It's not Ghidorah, Gravidia. I keep mixing these two cards up. I am so sorry. Gravidia. I don't think Gravidia have a grade 3 set order, so I don't think that. Orphist? I think Orphist does, but I don't play Orphist either, to be honest with you. So I wouldn't know. So yeah, so this one allows you to search for a grade 3 set order and add to your hand, and not only that, but it has the power of the effect that it gives him 5k when you play a set order on the order zone. So that makes him an 18k attacker, which in my opinion that doesn't really matter. The only thing that's good is that you're allowed to search your deck or drop for a grade 3 set order. I think that's the only thing that matters. The 5k, the extra 5k is whatever's, you know. It's good, cool, doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. Now, this is another generic card, but it is Dragon Tree specific, right? It is Dragon Tree specific, just because, well, not Dragon, the first skill is Dragon Tree specific, but the second skill is not. The second skill is actually really good. So this one is, when this unit is placed on rear guard, Counterblast 1, choose one of your rear guard without a Dragon Tree marker and put a Dragon Tree marker on it. Doesn't matter, because I don't think the Death Star have anything to do with it. And then the second skill is auto rear guard once per turn. When a set order you play from hand is put into the order zone, Counterblast 1, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 unit card among them with the grade less than or equal to your vanguard, and call it to the rear guard circle in the same column as this unit and shuffle your deck. So this one is pretty much you get to call cards from the deck. So this card is also generic. You could use this definitely for Eva as well. So pretty much is, when you put a set order, you just Counterblast 1, look at the top 5, call something. You know, you could call Bubble Mane, you could call Secando, you can call whatever you need. You can call whatever you need. You can even call the grade 1 that's Soul Blast 1 and get a grade 1 set order. You can call the grade 2 that's Soul Blast 2 and get the set order from the drop. You can call anything. So this is just a card that's really good, that gives you return your resources back to you, especially Eva. With this card, with Eva, Counterblast 1, search your deck. If you find a Oscadate, the grade 1, the grade 2, or the grade 3 Oscadate, call it, and guess what? It gets the calling effect because it is called by an effect. So this card is really good in Eva and in Death Star. It is a, I say this is a card that's like a must 3 or 4. in the deck. Now this is another card that is generic. It is a grade 2. It is called Enlightened Age Dragon. Enlightened Age Dragon. Act. Once per turn in a rear guard. If you persona ride this turn, cost Soul Blast 1 and discard a card from your hand, and this unit gets plus 5,000 power until the end of the turn. And then choose a set order from your drop and put it into your hand. And then choose a set order from your drop with a different card name from that card, put into your hand with this effect, and put it into your hand. This card is so freaking funny and good at the same time, because one, you get the 5k, so he is a 15k attacker, right? Not only that, you get to add 2 set orders to your head. So in Death Star, that's gonna be extremely easy because you have 3 different choices. In Eva, right now you only have 2 because you have the grade 1 and the grade 3. When next set comes out, the grade 2 is not gonna be played. At most, anybody's gonna be playing is at 1. So I don't think you're gonna get the grade 2 that much. But the grade 1 and the grade 3, you can definitely easily get. So this card is so generic and is so good for decks that plays set orders that it is crazy. And what is this? This is a double rare too. This card is a freaking double rare. Oh man, this card is gonna be a staple in Brandgate, dude. I swear to God. Yes, you have to persona ride to use its effect. So I think this card is at most is gonna be like a 2 or a 3, a 3 up in the deck. But oh, this card is so good. It's so funny. Now we move on to Lady Fencer of the Quantum Returns. This is a grade 1. From the look at it, she looks like a unit for Orphist, right? But her skill is actually generic. Continuous. This is continuous. So this is also during your opponent's turn. If your order zone has 2 or more cards, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. Active on opponent's turn too because it's continuous. This card, the reason why I'm putting this card in generic is because 1, it is generic. 2, her skill is continuous. She is a 13k booster, you know, forever, as long as you have 2 or more cards in the order zone. So this is why I added, because it's so generic that she's a 13k booster. So I think she's really good in blue Duster. Maybe even Eva. Who knows? Who knows? And now we're gonna move on to the new heal trigger, Piercer of the Impairment Casualties. This card is actually really good against if you're playing grade 4 decks. It's because the skill. When this unit is put into the Guardian Circle, if your Vanguard grade is less than or your opponent Vanguard grade, this unit gets plus 10k shield until the end of that battle. So this card is pretty much a 20k shield if you play against grade 4 decks. If you do not play against grade 4 decks, then then this card is bunkers, is garbage, it's you know, just throwing it in the trash. But it's good for the fact that Bushiroad made heal triggers like this. Is because so nowadays grade 4 decks is so, like, you know, well, it's people play a lot of it, especially Mahar and Prison would be the other, and also Bruce, the grade 4 Bruce. But other than that, this card is pretty much useless unless you know your opponent's at grade 3 and you're at grade 2. But other than that, this card is pretty decent because it's good against matchup against grade 4 decks, and it's good if you want to early guard, just because you're playing against decks that you know the longer you play, the more dangerous it gets. So you want to get that early guard in first to, you know, to not take that many damage. So this card is decent to have. I don't know how many yet, but I feel like this card is actually definitely good to have in your deck. Now we're gonna move on to the set order. So this is the grade 1 set order. And auto, when this card is put into your soul from your order zone, choose one of your opponent's rear guard and retire it. Choose one of your vanguard and it gets 5k until the end of the turn. So this card is a retire card, and your vanguard gets plus 5,000 power. I feel like this card is only good against certain matchups. For example, Lutetia. So if you play against Lutetia, most likely they're gonna have the Yukia in the back row, and if you can't swing in the back row, then your best is just to retire it. So what you do is you just use this order to retire the Yukia, and then your vanguard gets plus 5,000 power. Because Yukia actually is the most dangerous card for Lutetia because of the combos it can do. So I feel like this card is best to use for situations like that, or not even that, but if you play against Chronojet, you know, you can retire the Brainwash Swirler, you can retire the GG, you could retire the grade 1s, you know, whatever they have in the back row. Or if you want, if they leave anything in the front row, like any grade 2 or grade 3, you could retire that too, because, you know, it doesn't say like, oh, choose a grade 1 or a grade 2 to retire. It just says choose one of your opponent's rear guard and retire it. Any rear guard, back row or front row. So this card is good for only certain moments. Oh, and I forgot to mention, for the grade 3, for the fact that you put a card into your soul, you put a order card into the soul, you draw a card. So pretty much you put one, you add a card to your soul and you draw one. So it kind of like it pays you back for the cost that you're gonna be using just to put into the soul. So I think that's really cool for that. So yeah, so the grade 1, again, specific matchups only. The grade 2, however, I feel like I already spoke onto it, it's best to use against against decks that, you know, can swarm the field like nothing happened and can intercept like easily. And also the Blitz Order. So Lutetia, the Blitz Order, if you're playing against Lutetia, put it into soul. Your opponent cannot use their Blitz order cards, you know, and it gets 10k. So, and your opponent cannot intercept. So this card is really good early game in my opinion. Really good early game. And then the last one, Shock Strategy Gale. When this card is put into your soul from your order zone, if your opponent vanguard is a grade 3 or greater, choose one of your vanguard, and until the end of the turn, it gets. When this unit attacks, all of your front row gains 5,000 power until the end of the turn. Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, for a grade 3 set order, you expect better, right? You expect so much better. Like, I was expecting, like, oh, you know, your vanguard gets crit and all that shit. I was expecting that type of power, but no, you don't. It just, you swing your vanguard, your front row gets plus 5k. Okay, your rear guard's getting plus 5k is good. Don't get me wrong. Your rear guard's getting plus 5k is good because this deck, for right now, this deck doesn't seem like your rear guard gets any power at all. That's what it seems like. But since you have an order that says when your vanguard attacks, your whole entire front row gets plus 5k, including your vanguard. So your vanguard is also going to get plus 5k. But I feel like this card is more like a grade 2 set order. The effect of it, of course. It feels like it's a grade 2 set order, not a grade 3. A grade 3 set order, I was expecting, like, oh, when this unit attacks, your vanguard gets plus 1 crit and maybe 5,000 power. Maybe. But if it was just 1 crit, I will be extremely okay with that. Because you are swinging with vanguard, right? That on hit, you can withstand it. Alright? Or if you persona ride, you can withstand it regardless if it's hit or doesn't. Only if you persona ride. So I feel like the grade 3 set order should be your vanguard gets plus 1 critical just because of that. It will make it more devastating. It will make like you are hitting them with a truck. You know, you're making your opponent guard regardless because it's hitting for 2 crit, regardless of the power. You know, because it's already plus 5 when you put an older card in. It's already plus 5, so it's already 18k. It's already hitting Vanguard, right? So I feel like the grade 3 should be your Vanguard should get 1 critical. You know, that's just my opinion. Okay, that's just what I think it should be. But for this one, for the fact that when it attacks, your front row gets plus 5k, it's a little bit, you know, lacking. Like I'm not excited for me to use this card. I'm not excited for it, you know. It does not excite me. For a grade 3, the skill is good. The skill is good. Don't get me wrong. The skill is good. But for it to be a grade 3 set order skill, no. No. Like I said, it should be a grade 2 set order, not grade 3. But yeah, this is all the cards that's so far that's being revealed for blue Dester. Like I said, it is a deck that I'm really hyped for. I don't know how good it's gonna be, but I have a feeling it's gonna be good enough to play in tournaments, from my opinion. But that's all I have, you guys, for today. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm sorry for the delay for the video for the channel, because, you know, I've been busy, and I hopefully in the future my schedule will be more flexible, where I can make videos maybe once or twice a week. But for now, this is what I got for you right now, and thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace out, all of you.